And we're live.
Welcome back to the We Valiant Few podcast. I am one of your hosts, Raptor.
Crossfire's here, and our guests.
Mage.
Tall boy.
McDangles.
Tall Boy Skyscraper.
So from episode 2, we had him on for the Second Amendment stuff. Mage and Dangles are new.
Today we'll be doing a Real Talk. That's one of our segments that we're going to be doing the second Thursday of every month. It's an off-the-cuff, unscripted episode where we just basically talk about whatever we feel like talking about and whatever our guests feel like talking about. So, as always, our links and everything like that and our miscellaneous yada, yada, yada. Like, share, subscribe this if you want to help get the word out. We'd really appreciate that. You can find us on Instagram at WeValiantFew. If you're listening here on YouTube, you know where to find our YouTube. If not, youtube.wevaliantfew.com. We switched from Discord. We're now on Gilded at gilded.gg/WVF, or you can do gilded.wevaliantfew.com. All that is on our website at wevaliantfew.com. And I think that's pretty much it for links. We are revamping our website too, so stay tuned for all that.
We're going to be spicy website. We're trying to get some more better content, more better content
More
out
better.
to people. Still trying to figure some stuff out, but we're looking forward to the ideas that we got.
It's a journey, so we'll kind of just roll with it, right?
Yeah. So with further ado, why don't we go around to start? Let's introduce some people. So, since especially the new guys that haven't been on here before, so just talk a little bit about your background, what you've done, where you came from, and why you're here.
Alright, this is McDangles. I like cars, guns, America. Pretty much anyone that listens to this probably is into the same stuff.
Freedom.
I work for a cable company, and not very interesting.
Hey, cables are interesting.
Put up fiber optics for all these
The
guys.
plebeians.
We'll see how the not interesting comment plays out, because I'm sure that's not true. Right. You all know Skyscraper.
You might need a refresher.
Yeah, I might need a refresher on
He was on here
that.
for, like we said, the Second Amendment podcast, but it's been a while.
Yeah, I'm Skyscraper. I basically showed up for the Second Amendment podcast, talked about all that fun jazz. As you guys may know, I work now basically doing quality for a lot of, I shouldn't say furnace industry, but my background's mainly working on like cars, motorcycles, and doing a whole bunch of other stuff, but...
And the guns, you can't forget the guns.
Oh, and the guns, yeah. I own quite a few, but yeah.
But never enough, right?
There's never enough.
Right.
And Mage.
Hi, I'm Mage. I work for the federal government.
Oh,
A lot of people listening in might not like that, but it's okay because I don't like it either.
How many listening devices do you have on you right now?
7.
Okay, good. 8's the limit.
I'm just a mailman. It's not much. I'm in it for the benefits. Federal benefits are real good these days.
as
from
you
what I
do.
hear.
As you do, yeah. All right. So normally with these episodes, we try to stay away from politics or briefly touch on them just because the rest of our show is always about politics. But since this is our first episode of season 3, we kind of had this. Well, we had the 3-week gap between now and last season, and quite a lot has happened since then.
A few things.
Oh my! That's all I got to say.
People are fighting over gas.
People are fighting over basically everything.
How
So-
about them people filling up gas in those trash bags?
Oh,
That
man.
worked really well. That worked
Tupperware
really well.
boxes.
Tupperware
How-
boxes is my
How
I
favorite.
saw a
about-
picture of a girl filling one up in a laundry basket.
Oh no!
How that one worked out for her.
See, the worst part is it's like my dad has a saying for this type of stuff. He said when God was giving out brains, a couple people thought he said trains and they missed it. So yeah, it's just unfortunate, right? But no, yeah, that's one of the many crazy things that's happened again in the last couple weeks. So of course, there's the pipeline, which they accepted the what do you call it?
The ransomware.
The ransom. Yeah, there you go.
Which-
Thank-
Online, I think.
apparently the ransomware software is so slow that the pipeline is using their own equipment to bring it online.
Oh man.
So
Yeah.
5 million in untraceable crypto is what I heard. Again, that just happened, so I don't know.
And just for a little bit of context on that, so
Yeah, you could speak to this.
yeah, a lot in the industry, especially whenever it deals with security, and especially whenever it comes down to ransomware, it comes down to how much time are you willing to allot in order to get the system back up? Do you have enough? First of all, do you have the hardware or the backup space, whether that's on like a cloud service or maybe you have it
Like an offsite backup or
like
something, yeah.
offsite or on-site, whatever it is. Are you able to get that up in a quick manner, or is it faster and more cost effective for you to just pay the ransomware? And I don't know what that would be in their instance, but it seems like
The latter,
the
yeah.
latter, which was
Easier to
pay the ransomware.
Yeah, but I heard that they were like, the public face was like, well, we're not gonna do this, we're gonna hold out, we're gonna do this, yada yada yada. Like they've been saying that. Apparently they paid it like right out the get go. So apparently all that was a lie. Again, this is I would call breaking news, just because I was just reading about
this
it.
week. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll definitely follow the developments on that. But all that caused this cascading effect. I mean, it's just been a mess.
A few hours of freaking
Texas to New Jersey, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, basically the whole eastern seaboard there.
Depending on how long it. I mean, if it's back up now, then it only took a few days for it to come back up, and if that, and we still have people fighting over gas and filling Tupperware boxes and whatnot.
Now all these people got 500 gallons of 87 sitting in their basement.
In plastic containers.
For their lawnmowers, they swear.
Yeah, someone will be sitting there, their kitchen. They'll be like, "Oh, I feel like I need a smoke right now." Lights it, and then just all, and then they don't even get time to realize what happens. It's just the off switch, and that the giant off switch, because their whole house is.
People don't realize that's a bomb sitting in their house.
Or how about like a furnace sucking it in as the air intake
Yeah,
or
put
something?
it
Like,
right next to the furnace,
like-
right next to a dryer.
Keep it in
oh
the,
no,
keep it in the basement in the laundry room.
oh no, and I mean again that's screwed up. But there's people out there that are doing it.
Yeah.
Florida
I mean,
man's
it's the same
house.
thing.
Florida man.
It's the same thing as the gun panic buyers too,
Well,
because
that's what
it's
it
like
was.
the exact same thing,
Same
or the
thing,
toilet
yeah.
paper stuff.
Toilet paper,
Yeah,
yeah.
Again, that's the entire theme of it, because like it doesn't matter if the pipeline was shut down. Say the pipeline never had any problems like that, and the narrative still came out like that. It would still happen, just because the logistical overhead of doing that. If everybody goes out and buys all at the same time, the logistical backbone that fills all this place, you don't have hundreds of thousands of tanker trucks just on hand to go fill the whole eastern seaboard. You do your rounds, like they know who's going to use this much gas approximately, and it's just like anything else. They have their delivery routes, but when everybody hits it at the same time, you have system collapse, which is what we saw.
And even the trucks that are trying to supply the gas, they can't even get fuel because people are panic buying diesel as well.
Yeah. Well,
Hey, here's a PSA for everyone
Oh,
about
no.
diesel. Don't fill your Prius with diesel.
oh yeah, I saw that. Oh no.
Don't store your diesel next to styrofoam either.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't fill up a contractor's bucket with
Yeah.
gasoline
You might
from
make
Home
something.
Depot. Yeah, I mean, it's just nuts that like all it takes is one little tiny panicky thing like that, and the entire system just falls.
Where we live, people were still panic buying it. That pipeline doesn't even affect our state.
No, but I mean, just the
Just the
thought
whole-
of it,
they
or
heard
they
it,
don't know.
they're like-
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, we got a live comment here. It says all the unemployed leave the gas for those who have to go to work. Yeah, seriously though.
Yes, agreed.
Taking the work trucks is everyone's kind of worried about that happening.
Well,
We fill up a big diesel every day, and then the work trucks, there's no diesel, there's no gas. How are we gonna get to our job sites?
well, see, we're in the same issue because we budget for all the jobs, like some jobs we have budgeted 2 years in advance for, some of the bigger contracts, and it's like, well, we roughly know what diesel's going to go up to. We have it quoted to this, but like when something like this happens and it shoots up 30-40% or something, and in some cases it's like, well, yeah, it's like, well, we're eating money at this. What are we supposed to do? Is like,
Cancel the contract, or
yeah, that is not an option on some of the stuff,
that's not an option.
So we just end up eating costs. And I know we're just one industry. I mean, I know it's all over the board.
It's everywhere.
That comment though brings up something else. It's like the unemployment.
Yeah.
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 Oh
It's up
man.
to what? I think I saw 9%.
No. Well, I was gonna.
Maybe
Well,
down a little bit.
I don't know the percentage. I was gonna
I know
go.
it's pretty high.
Well, I can see if I can pull that up while we're going through this. I was saying more so on like the absolute abuse of the unemployment system.
No,
It's
it's horrible.
It was the last figure. I saw the figure at $17 an hour.
I have a story about this one. At my workplace, we had well over 45 applicants in a month. They came in, got an interview, basically toured the place, and then whenever they got offered the job, they basically denied it. So therefore, they're searching for employment, but since they didn't take it, they can still continue on unemployment.
Yeah, because they send in that information that they applied for so many jobs and they got so many interviews, and now they can just I don't need the job because I'm getting paid an extra $300 on top of my unemployment to exist.
Some people can make more money sitting at home on unemployment than.
That's a lot of the problem right now. Is again the unemployment. By the time it pans out, by the time they put the extra federal stuff on top, but you're at like
$33,500.
Oh yeah, so that's okay. So I was gonna say
for a
like
year
16,
on
17.
unemployment.
Yeah.
I was gonna say $16, $17 an hour, which pans out to be almost exactly
Yeah,
that.
just about that.
And that's a number I keep hearing too.
And there's a lot of places that don't even pay 15
No.
That's the catch. It's like even some of the jobs like we'll call them like unskilled jobs for the most part, because I mean that's the majority of. I mean,
fast food restaurants.
yeah, well, fast food.
Yeah, entry level
Entry-level
jobs that aren't.
Entry-level jobs.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. A lot of adults taking.
Not skilled labor.
That's what I
Yeah.
said, and that's not being critical. I mean, that's just the majority of the workforce. Even then, even more senior positions still don't pay that much.
Yeah.
They don't pay what those guys are worth. They have 30 years of experience, but are getting paid
The price of
13.
someone
the
new
price
coming
of
in.
someone new. Yeah.
Yeah, because their other job got shut down or something like that. Unless you get into a a middle or senior level management position at a retail place or even some food chains, that's about the only place you really get into making any money. And most people aren't like that, So we end up with this conundrum that you have everybody staying at home because they get, we'll just call it $17 an hour, right? You get $17 an hour sitting there in your ass not doing anything, and then if you want to go work, not only do you have to work all the 40 hours a week, but you get paid $9 an hour.
Yep.
I get it from both ends.
Oh, me too.
Like I get it from their end. It's like, of course, why would you do that? That's stupid.
Yeah.
Especially the people like some of those people that take that downgrade are not going to be able to pay their bills and stuff.
Yeah.
But on the other end, it's like the government should have not stepped on top of it, screwed everything up, and
Or
took
they
everybody's
should have
jobs.
Ended it once people were allowed to go back. to
Yeah,
work.
especially now with
Now-
like the COVID levels are going down,
We're
and
supposed to be raising our masks mandates.
no,
pretty soon.
well.
Next
Did
month.
you see the post Biden just put out
No.
on
What did
Twitter?
Mr.
I think
Lovelace-
Oh,
he said
goody.
he said the choice is simple: get vaccinated or continue to wear a mask.
All right, I'll do neither.
I will do neither.
I'll do one and say the other, right?
I wanted to, before we get too far away from it, I want to swing back to the gas thing real quick. Just what have we learned from this whole situation? It might be a good idea to, well, yes, but
We are
a good idea for like in terms of the preparation, like we talked about last season. Keep a couple spare gallons of gas.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
5-gallon jug of gas.
Yeah.
Don't
I mean, I
store
saw
it in contractors'
s-
buckets.
Pay attention
Buy a
to
gas
where,
can.
yeah,
Buy
jerry
a can.
cans. Jerry
Go in
cans
your
are cheap.
Yes.
But yeah,
Smart.
you can do that. And then, because I was reading, whenever this stuff first started happening, Fieldcraft Survival put something out. And they were like, or Fieldcraft Mobility, I would say, which is their
He has a
vehicle.
lot of good
Yeah,
information on his
that has a
channel.
lot of good stuff on like just like storing gasoline and stuff like that.
Everything
Anything
on this, yeah.
vehicle related and having a car. So, Fieldcraft Mobility.
Yeah, but like you said, that's all part of our. And that follows the same scene as our, or the same theme as our second season about being prepared about stuff. Like so, revisit that
Yes.
if you need to. Because it like this stuff. That's the catch is you just never know. Like I had no idea that waking up was like, oh well, holy crap, gas went up $1 overnight. That's great.
That's nice.
That's
Should've got
nice.
Gas last night after work instead of this morning.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was
Keeping
going.
yourself rewarded there.
I was going to work this morning and I was like, I looked down and I was like, oh no. I'm like, I know, but I was like, it's just inconvenient now.
You're already late.
I just get 93 anyway, so it always sucks.
Well, so do I. Everything's
I pay for
93.
diesel, so I mean, either way, I'm paying money.
Ouch. I walked into work, sat there, I said, well, this is my 4th Monday this week. I actually seriously did. I was
it
like,
kind of feels like it this week.
Oh,
not
Today
gonna
was
lie.
my Friday, so
well,
pretty nice.
that must be nice.
What, Do you work
No.
410s?
410s.
Hey.
Yikes.
That's
It ain't
the,
that bad.
the
Gotta
schedule
be
of the
fast.
future.
Yes. I think 410s would make society a lot better.
I'll have you know that I work. What do I work? I work 5/10 essentially, and then everything else.
Yeah, that's way too much.
Yeah.
Actually, 50 hours ain't that bad.
And that's not. Once you're in the roll of it, it's not that bad.
Breaking 65 before. I hate that life.
I remember. Sometimes I miss getting those 65-hour weeks. Those paychecks were nice.
All those
but
paychecks were nice.
The no sleep every day was not nice.
Oh,
no.
I know.
16 after 16 after 16 gets tired after a few days.
But
Yeah.
when I was in college, 100 hours. By the time you factored in classes, because I'd go to class and I'd leave class, go to work, because I worked on campus, and then go back to class and end up staying there, 6 a.m. to midnight.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
too much for me.
it was all right. You get
Yeah.
used to it after a
It
while.
was all right.
I'll stick to my 40 hours.
it was
I'm good with my 40 hours. Every once in a while, I get 2 hours overtime for the week. I'm good with that now.
It's okay. You just, I mean, just a little peek. You basically just went into an existential crisis every single day. Just
Yeah.
It's fine.
scream at the top of your lungs a couple times. Yeah, but you know all that's part of it, I guess. Something else that's kind of happening at the same time as all of this, though, that we can jump off the unemployment like tangent with inflation.
Yes.
Oh my.
Yeah,
All right, so today I went into Lowe's and they literally have chapstick. You know, just this little tube of chapstick. Guess how much it costs?
$5.
$4.98.
Ah, nice.
You're
Just
just
one
gonna
tube or the multiple
just
tubes?
one tube. You're talking. You're gonna put that in your pants pocket and find your dryer, and there goes $5.
You used to be able to
Oozes
buy
out.
3 tubes of it for $5.
Yeah.
There,
And that was the good
my
stuff.
chips right here, baby.
Oh, that's
Ooh,
$5.
that's minty.
$5
Oh,
right
you got
here.
the spearmint.
Used. Sell for $10.
Oh no.
I know what I got.
Now.
Nice and crusty from the work jeans.
Oh
too.
God. Yeah, but that. And just even going off Lowe's and stuff. Lumber prices.
All right.
Lumber's ridiculous.
Sheet
Oh
of
my-
OSB 7/16. It's right around 54,
Yeah,
56 bucks.
Yes.
But I just remember. Or you haven't seen the new place where the new studio is going to be at for this. There's the one room that's adjacent to it that we had to put a new subfloor in. Yeah, $65 a sheet for subfloor,
Yep.
which is what that stuff's normally what, like 25, 30 bucks.
Not even.
Yeah, and
I
it,
have-
Not even 20 bucks.
it wasn't a good 3/4 inch plywood and stuff. It was OSB.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know, right?
I have 8 sheets of that 23 30 seconds.
That is
coming
gold.
You could
in
sell
my
that for-
garage.
you could trade that for a house.
Yeah. That's a
You're
car.
sitting on a gold mine. man.
Dude, that's a car. Just go to the car dealership and like, what make you got?
What needs
OSB. Oh, really? Oh, what the details? 17, 30 seconds. Dude rips his freaking wallet off. But
Don't
see,
roll on me. I know what I got.
yeah, but like all that, the inflation. Well, that's a lot of that's supply chain disruption,
Yeah.
but inflation's in on that too.
It doesn't help with. There's a trucker shortage too.
Yeah, I mean,
So
there's a lot
lot
of
of
compounding
shortages.
things.
Super job
Oh
shortages.
my.
yeah,
That's the theme.
Oh
Sorry,
my
guys,
lord.
we're closed because no one wants to work. for
Yeah,
us.
yeah, the work
Yep.
clothes stuff.
Oh,
It's like,
man.
oh my goodness.
we're closed because we have no employees for the day.
Because
Yeah.
we're trying to pay them $7.25 an hour with no benefits, and no one wants to work for us, and we don't know why.
Yeah, see
Well-
that.
well,
that's
there's-
what,
Yeah,
I
God.
mean, that's good for a kid in high school. But
Yeah.
Not someone that.
Well, I mean, like my younger brother, whenever he's working, or he way back whenever I was in the army, he worked like 7.25 for like maybe half a year, and then they got raised to $9 an hour,
You gotta,
and then
you gotta
nowadays,
just grind it out. Get
yeah.
your raises.
the whole time I worked at that place, I got 7.25 the whole time,
Yeah,
and
I worked
then
at the same place.
yeah.
Yeah, my first couple of jobs were 7.25, and back then, like,
I made less than 7.25 at my first job because it was a restaurant.
oh
So
yeah,
They paid a certain wage and then you got paid with tips.
was it the
So-
place I think it is?
Yes, it is that exact place. They had a lawsuit a few months ago
Yeah, they did have one. Yeah,
for not paying their employees.
Interesting.
I may or may not have worked there as well.
You may or may not.
Yeah,
Think about everyone that lives where we live worked there. pretty much.
yeah. Man, that was a while ago.
I didn't work.
I don't like there either.
There's a lot of people that have
They have a
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
They should put
high
a
school jobs.
they should put a
Yeah.
nice revolving door in the front of that place.
They should.
Anyways, you like that one, but so that again, that's going back to the lumber thing. Again, to continue that, there is a lot of supply chains problems with that, but there's other things too that I'm starting to see this inflation start to creep up on stuff like Groceries are the biggest thing. And on top of that, it's like, that's all stemming from the 80% of all currency we've it's
been
printed last year.
Last year. Yeah.
That and all the unemployment money doesn't just count. I mean, like, there's normally,
It doesn't pop out of thin air.
yeah, but it literally does now.
It does.
Oh
Now
yeah.
And
it does.
I tried to explain that to my dad because he's like, "Oh yeah, man, you see the stock market's up." Da, da, da. I'm like, "No." I said, "I know it's up, literally, but think about this. I get the stock market's going up, but the physical GDP of what we do, like what our country produces, hasn't went up. If anything, it's went way down because everything's been shut down. So you have a fixed supply there that all of the value of your currency is based on. I mean, that's basically how you determine the valuation of your currency. Although the U.S. is kind of weird because our currency is kind of like, I don't want to say philosophical in a way, but it kind of is almost. Especially there's no
Most currency
backing.
is, but like whenever everyone looks at the U.S. dollar,
That's what a lot
the
of
U.S.
people.
dollar is like, oh, that's the
Well, a lot
money.
of countries back their currency off the U.S. dollar.
Right,
Like
yeah.
that's the cement thing that everybody looks at. But what I'm getting at is when you print so much currency and you keep giving out so much money, the literal valuation of the dollar tanks. Like it just does. If you have $1 and suddenly you print 4 more, that dollar is 20% of what it was just because of the physical characteristics of what we are able to produce. So he's like, well, the stock market's going up. I'm like, well,
Well, of course it is because they're getting out of money.
Yeah.
yeah, well, that's
People are getting out of
with,
paper money.
But so if it's, yeah, well, that's part of it. But if you have, say, you had 20 grand before, and the stock market was at 20,000, and now they printed so much more money, and now that money is effectively worth 1/20th, it's not 20 grand anymore. It's a lot less. So the number is literally going up, but the physical value of that's going down.
Yeah.
So it's not an accurate representation of how the world's doing. He's like, hey, look, everything's going down. I'm like, no,
Uh-uh.
no, it's not.
That's not.
Although he's not blind like that. He's like, well, obviously everything's going to shit,
How about the housing market on that end?
Well, that falls up.
So many people are buying houses on money that they
Oh, yeah.
don't have.
It's gonna
It's
it's
Great to sell a house right now, but if you want to buy one,
You gotta run as fast as you can. This is a speed run house buying edition.
I've seen houses pop up for sale next day. They're
My barn
Sold.
showed back up.
oh, it did.
Yeah, it's
That
back up on the market.
went
Yeah.
Someone probably backed out of it. Or
It's
couldn't
it's 10 grand lower than it was
Oh.
before.
that sounds like it was under contract and somebody
sounds
failed
like
to
there was
produce,
some
Sounds like it.
get-
Yeah.
Sounds like there were some issues found and they didn't want to fix it.
or it could be that.
Too, yeah.
Too
Yeah,
bad.
that
I'm interested though because it's
Yeah.
a nice place.
I'm intrigued.
Well, start speed
Yeah,
running.
well, see the housing thing. There's the literal actually being able to do the housing stuff, but what's gonna happen is we're gonna see another bubble over it.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be bad, especially like it's all these low interest rates and stuff. I get that helped, but they kept it going for too long.
Yes.
So now all these people are like what you were saying, borrowing money that they don't
Mm-hmm.
have.
Yep.
So
Not even just them that they don't have. No one has it.
that's
Yeah.
what I mean. It's and it's gonna pop. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how.
These days it's gonna.
I don't know how, quick it's gonna do that. But I mean, I would say personally, I'm guessing
Our
with
lifetime.
it's
Oh,
gonna,
yeah.
no, it's gonna be way quicker than now. I'm
Yeah.
guessing 2 years.
I'm guessing a year to 2 years.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for it just to
Yeah,
crash.
1 to
and
5,
it's
I'd
gonna
say
go
accurately. Well, I forget what study it was we were reading. Remember that somebody was predicting there was going to be a major economic event between 2020 and 2028.
There's so many of those though that
Yeah.
just guess it.
Oh, this
I mean-
one, I forget what it was. There was there's a very definable historical pattern that they outlined across like the last 300 years, and this event that was a periodic event lined up with major things like the stock market crash.
Depression.
Yeah, it followed that. Yeah, and there was some, I forget what it was before that, but there's a period where it all lines up. It's cyclic. I think it's like 80 years or something. But right after that, something happens, and then after that, something even worse happens. Great, right?
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
usually it's an
Great
economic.
Depression into World War II.
Yeah, it's it's typically defined as like some type of mass economic failure, and then a war.
The only downfall, I don't really want to get into it, but a war nowadays, you're lucky if anyone will be around.
Even
Yeah,
civilians.
That's
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty bad, and that
No, I mean like they'll just wipe the earth.
that's what I
Well,
mean. It's
here-
bad.
So there's that stuff, but war. If you've paid attention to anything, like countries are at war very differently nowadays. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of like we just saw recently with the ransomware stuff.
Yeah.
Like
cyber attacks.
Yeah, cyber attacks,
Yeah.
disrupting supply chains and stuff like that. That's exactly what these. I mean, these Russians supposedly weren't state sponsored, but that's what they were the one. Russian hackers were the ones that did
The pipeline.
The pipeline.
Yeah, it's not well. The thing that I saw, and again, this is still new yet, was that it's not. They weren't Russian like state.
No, they
operatives,
weren't
they were
state
they were
sponsored.
Russian
They were-
citizens.
yeah, they
or in
were
Russia,
Russian
we'll call it.
people.
Yeah,
They were Russians.
that's what I saw.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me even remotely.
No.
Like, I'm like, all right, what else is new, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Nothing surprises you.
And like we're constantly. That's not even it either, because there's China that's constantly doing cyber attacks on us. Like, and we do it, and not to say that we don't do it back. We do it back because that's the nature.
It's the
of,
game. It's a
the
game. Yeah.
Poke the bear. Poke the bear.
And until
Go ahead.
like
Go ahead, do it.
people aren't really willing to start like a physical conflict over something like that until it gets to a point.
Yeah.
But nobody knows what that point is, and everyone just kind of playing around with this new
Usually
type
it's
of fighting.
I don't think anybody wants to know where that point is because that point's
No.
bad.
Yeah.
That's kind of like
Especially
it.
the three world superpowers.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, well, we can actually jump off this here for another thing. France.
Yeah.
Speaking of like, I know France isn't really. They're not like a super power, but France is one of the they're one of the more developed countries in the world.
They're a developed country.
I mean, they've
definitely.
lost a few world wars, but their history's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I mean,
Only recent. I mean,
I
that's
surrender.
yeah. No, that's only been recently
Yes.
in recent memory. Because if you pay attention to history class at any, France, along with Britain, they fought.
Europe.
Yeah, owned Europe. They owned most of the world for hundreds of
Africa,
years,
all
constantly
that,
fighting.
yes.
Yeah.
so this is France Revolution. What I say earlier, 5.0, right?
5.0.
I didn't actually
Yeah.
count. That was just a joke.
Yeah.
But it's bigger and better than all the other times before. But what I'm getting at is like now there's a conflict on that front, which who knows what all that's gonna rope in.
Who knows who's it's gonna bring in? All that stuff.
I mean, I'm just
What is going on? I'm not in it.
I don't
on the
exactly
brands.
know.
I haven't seen much. The only stuff I saw was you talking about it. Like when you said French Revolution 5.0, that was the
Oh no.
first time I heard about it. Only thing I've been seeing is. what we
I saw
talked about
they did something. They banned something recently. I don't know.
Baguettes.
Man,
Oh,
would never
no.
ban
earlier.
baguettes.
That would cause a
People would be
revolution
on the
for sure.
streets.
Wee wee.
Where's my baguette?
Wee. Here's my clock.
Hey, I mean, I don't blame them. Baguettes are pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Eat
let me see if I
croissants
can.
every morning.
Oh, croissants.
Croissant.
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 Bagel. That's what I eat.
Oh,
Blueberry bagel.
well, I'm looking up the France stuff here to try to figure out what's or, to get us some more details on that. The first thing that popped up here on this French website, Israeli air and ground troops launch offensive on Gaza Strip.
Nothing that has to do with the French Revolution.
No, the website's a French news organization.
Okay.
Political calculations behind Hamas's escalating conflict with Israel. So, again, while I'm looking at this, you guys could run with that one because I
Yeah.
mean that is
Stuff going on in Israel.
that is some serious stuff over there.
Boom.
I forget how many bombs it was. I
Did-
saw it earlier.
Did you say 800 earlier?
6 to 800, I think, is the number I saw, which is pretty ridiculous.
And Israel is bombing
Yes,
Hamas.
Israel is bombing. Israel is dropping the bombs. And what was it? What was the president's? What do they call them? President?
The prime minister,
Prime Minister.
Netanyahu. Yeah.
Netanyahu. He said they have no intentions of stopping,
Hey,
and they're bombing terrorists.
yes.
They're not bombing
Yes.
just some other country.
They're just going full send.
Yes.
And a bunch of other country and if you remember, a few months ago, Trump had gotten a bunch of
ISIS.
not ISIS, but a bunch of Middle Eastern powers to recognize Israel as a country.
All part of the Abraham Accords.
Yeah, the Abraham Accords.
Yeah.
And basically, and if you're not filled in on Middle East and Israel, there's always been conflict. Israel was created after World War II as a place for, like, a country for the Jews.
Yes.
And none of the Arab or Middle Eastern countries that are mostly Islamic, they don't like that because of obvious religious
reasons.
yeah. But yeah, Israel's bombing people.
Isn't that
Or-
the one that Trump got nominated for a Peace Prize
Yes.
for?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean that like
who were Saudi Arabia was one of them. Who was actually a part of the Abraham Accords?
there
Saudi Arabia
There was
There was 3 of them, I thought, or 3 or 4.
there was a couple, yeah.
Not.
There was
It
that
wasn't Qatar, but
there
it
was that small there was that
Bahrain.
small Bahrain was another one. Yep. Let's see here.
There's so many little countries around there. I don't even remember.
Yeah, seriously. So the Abraham Accords. Let's see here. Okay, so Israel, Bahrain, Israel, Morocco, Israel, UAE, and Sudan.
Okay.
Those are the 4.
So damn.
So I mean, but even then, like that was crazy.
Yeah.
I get like a lot of people get the Peace Prize. I mean, it's political now, but you know, if you're getting
doing something for peace.
yeah, like that's a
Especially whenever we're talking about Israel
That's-
and
that's
the
a
Middle
Mus-
East.
Middle East.
that's a Muslim country acknowledging Israel. Like that is
That is
borderline impossible.
yes. Especially
4,
yeah.
and not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 in a row, baby. But seriously, like getting back to the subject, I personally don't know how we get out of war. I don't want to catastrophize,
Yeah.
but sitting there and trying to run it through my head to prepare for it, I don't know a situation we miss it because it's bad. I mean,
if you try to avoid it, you're just gonna be rolling over and letting them walk all over you.
and you're gonna let it go past.
mean,
Yeah.
Well, the downfall there is, I don't think, like, our country as a whole is ready for that.
Absolutely,
absolutely
not.
not.
No.
Like you're talking, we're at war with ourselves.
Yeah, we anybody
War within our own country. There's
anybody-
just no gunshots yet.
Yeah.
anybody who denies we're in a cold civil war right now, which cold civil war is analogous with the culture war. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Anybody who denies that that's a thing is facetious. They don't. It's dumb. It's clear. Even it doesn't. You don't have to
Yeah.
be political to understand that that's a thing.
You can see it's happening.
Yeah. Anytime someone's like, you're racist, it's like, okay.
Says one thing that is right leaning. You're racist. You're a Nazi.
Well, I
Says
li-
one thing that is left leaning. You're a commie. You're whatever.
Liberal.
Socialist.
Well, how I like the one about like pretty much anybody right leaning is racist. Is like, well, let me think about that whole racist comment. It's like, well, what's your opinion on Israel? Israel's junk. It's like, well, okay, well, we'll see how that works out. Has happened more times than I can count, but you know.
And I've been listening to a lot of podcasts on the Armenian genocide recently.
Oh, goody.
And it is quite spicy. And not good spicy.
Yeah, you want to roll with that? I mean, because
I mean, sure, why not?
Screw it. I mean, that's what this episode's about. It's off
so-
the cuff, you know.
Yeah.
So recently I've been listening to the Jocko podcast, and one of the episodes that I was listening to, yeah, Jocko. One of the ones I've been listening to was a more recent one, and he was talking about the Armenian genocide and just reading different accounts from different people that whatever. And if the Armenian genocide is a genocide that isn't really talked about much in history or anything like that. The Armenian genocide happened a little bit before and during World War One. So this predates the German
Oh yeah.
Holocaust.
To
And
know,
basically the people in Turkey or the Ottoman Empire they hated the Armenians for whatever reason. They blamed them. They blamed them
Because
for all
they
their
did.
strife.
That's about it.
Pretty
Yeah.
much the same way Hitler blamed all the Jews.
Yeah, and
seriously.
Hitler
Yeah.
cited the
Yeah.
Armenian genocide, and he literally said verbatim, "Who remembers the Armenians?"
Oh.
But the Ottomans,
Yikes.
so in the late 1800s, there were a bunch of massacres done on these people. Like all the men in like towns that were close to. This is in the Ottoman Empire. Like Constantinople is like the capital at the time,
They
which
get
is
tur-
like an
like, all-
old Roman.
Yeah,
Like this is an old Ottoman Empire, which was basically like a near medieval
Yeah, medieval
empire that
times,
made
I
their
guess.
way to
Yeah.
modern times.
It's the remnants of the Roman Empire.
yeah, and it's on it like that whole fact is
Downfall
kind of
the Roman
cool.
Empire, pretty much what was left over.
yeah, seriously, like
But basically, the Turks and the people in the Ottoman Empire hated the Armenians, and in the late 1800s, they did some massacres that like they killed all the men, and did heinous, awful things to the women and the children, and that stopped near probably turn of the century, 1900s, and then World War One started. they saw that as an opportunity to continue their whole debacle against them, and they did the same thing,
Killed Armenians.
killed Armenians, killed the men, did horrible things to the women and children, and all of that. And Hitler cited this Holocaust as like his whole final solution.
Yeah.
And this Holocaust was not as
That's
systematic. No, it wasn't. It was
worse.
bad. They killed 3 to 4 million Armenians, but it wasn't as systematic where Germany kind of used like these industrial means of massively killing people. The Turks were much more brutish and like involved hacking people to pieces.
Well,
and,
the Ottomans were always like that. I mean, like if you look at throughout history, I mean, that's just they were always more of yeah. I mean, and that's not
yeah, and
that's just
that's
the
what
truth.
Jocko even said. These people were like warrior people.
That's what that's it. They were warriors.
This
you know?
weird medieval empire that's made its way to the 20th century.
You're an invader shows up. Holy crap! We hit a time capsule. Go back. Oh no, they're following us.
But it's always the same thing. These countries blame specific groups. It's no different for the Jews.
Yeah.
Countries blame specific groups for their country's problems, and then they get the people behind it, and then they do away with said people.
Well, that's how your average person is too. They blame everyone else for their issues.
Absolutely.
Stop blaming everyone for your problems.
I mean, that's how it is now.
That's not my problem. It's your problem now.
Well, nobody takes any responsibility.
Yeah.
There are no consequences to my actions. No, sir.
No one wants to take responsibility.
This is a good point to recommend a book. What book am I going to recommend?
I mean, the 12 Reasons.
The 12 Rules for Life.
12
Because
Rules
one
for
of them
Life
is
by Jordan Peterson.
one of them is something along the lines of take responsibility for your actions.
Yeah, I mean, I've read the 12 Rules for Life. I've read all of Jocko's books. I've read Dan Crenshaw's Fortitude book. They're all great. Like, take ownership, take responsibility for your successes and failures. Stop blaming other people. Blah blah blah.
Stop blaming everyone
It's a-
about your
it's-
problems.
It's all, and they all package it in a different way, but it's all relevant, and it's all like, it's a good way to hold yourself accountable.
It's just amazing to me that stuff like that I personally find just second nature. You just do it. Like, oh wow, I screwed that up. All right, whatever. I hope to it. It's like
this, something broke. Oh, that was me.
yeah, or like, oh wow, well shit, there's $100. I knocked over that glass or something, you know. But the majority of people don't do that. It was just gonna push it off. Everybody else is like, dude, just owe up to it. It's not that hard, you know.
And then not only just own up to it, but like fix it.
Fix
Like,
it. And
don't just say
learn
like,
from
"Oh,
it,
my
yeah.
bad," and like walk away like you just hit a curb.
Yeah.
And you're
There goes the wheel. Oopsie.
oopsie.
I'm an asparagus.
Yeah, and like you said, you know, fix it and learn from it.
Yeah, that's
Learn
the
from your
biggest thing.
mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, mistakes. That's what a lot of people don't get. They're so afraid to make mistakes, but mistakes, you know, have
That's how you learn.
the most value in them.
Yes.
A lot of times, like, oh well, that's not how you do it. Now, some things is like, no, you don't do that. That doesn't matter how much of a
Yeah.
mistake you don't do that still. But, you know, I just don't know.
I know a lot of stuff.
World's going to shit, boys.
Yep.
What are we gonna do? I mean, like, I was sitting there looking at the other day, and I forget who I was talking to, but I was like, yeah, things are going to shit at an alarming rate.
Yeah, it is very it's very fast.
I mean, like, there's alarming, like normal alarming, and then there's this. Like, I'm actually like, I'm like, oh fuck, I don't know. What I'm
I mean, there's
supposed to
also
do.
like you also kind of have to put a little bit of perspective behind it because there's a lot. Yes, there's a lot of stuff going on, but our news cycle is also like 10 to 12 hours. Like it's always this super fast pace, and they want you to constantly be watching and paying attention, and this all big stuff, and they make big stuff out of little stuff, and blah blah blah. So I just implore people to not like catastrophize and go like crazy with it, but just like keep it in a perspective and prepare accordingly.
Well, that's the most important thing you can take away from it, you know, because otherwise, like you said, you start losing your mind.
Yeah, if you are constantly like zoned in on this 12-hour
Facebook.
freaking
Oh man.
you're on
Facebook is the
Facebook.
worst.
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
glad I
love
don't have
myself some
Facebook.
Facebook, but the news that you see on there is just out of this world.
I'm the best thing to happen to me in 2020 was to get canceled on
Yeah,
accident.
seriously.
When you got sucked.
I got
I
zucked.
still don't know how
It
I haven't
cleared-
been zucked on
It just
Facebook
clears
yet.
your head all.
I haven't been zucked on anything, honestly.
Someone came up to me the other day. I haven't seen it for a while. They're like, "Yeah, I'll send it to you on Facebook." I said, "You?" No, I said, "No, you're not."
I don't exist on there.
Good,
Bang.
good. Yeah, but like I said, without catastrophizing, you still can't sit there and not deny that a lot of pretty alarming things are happening. Especially like, like one fuel line shuts down, and in a quarter of the country loses their mind.
How many states was that? Texas?
It was in the teens, I think.
Most of the
13,
South.
14 states
Yeah,
just went berserk.
just
Fighting over gas.
You're talking the travel of that media was like instant.
Yeah.
It was like within 2 to 3 hours of that
It was-
happening.
that was
it
pretty
was
quick,
just like
yeah.
boom, boom, boom. People are already out there getting gas.
it's like
It's already lines.
Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah. I saw a thing that was it was a picture of Jimmy Carter, and it's like Jimmy Carter. He's like Jimmy. This is a picture of Jimmy Carter finally realizing he's not going to be the worst president of his lifetime. I was like, yikes.
Congratulations to Carter.
Joe
Oh
Biden
no,
full time.
Joe building.
Joe Bilden. I just am curious where we go next.
Well,
Not to the gas
this is what
station.
I
Not
say.
to the
Your
gas
guess
station.
is as best as ours.
This is
Oh,
what I
of
say.
course.
Just focus on yourself. Focus on how you can better yourself, because whenever it comes down to it, and whatever, these people aren't going to come to help you. You're going to be on your own. So do whatever it is to prepare yourself in terms of whether that be working harder at your job, whether that be going to the gym more, whether like any of that stuff. Just better yourself.
The government is not there to help you.
No, I mean that's become that. I mean, like if you thought that before, you were very naive.
You should stop thinking that.
It-
Ignorant,
yeah,
very
it-
ignorant, naive.
And now they've been emboldened to the point where people just come out and they just do it.
Give me, give.
Give.
I need.
No take, only give.
We'll see.
Money, give me money.
Money comes
free.
from-
Well,
Obama's
that's
secret
also
stash.
that's also something that's going against us too. Is like there is this. I mean, I'll keep using the word alarming because like this. I don't know what else to use. Or egregious. I'll use egregious. Amount of government spending too. On top of all that,
man.
That is insane. now.
it is wild.
We just give away money to everybody else but ourselves.
Fish.
Yeah.
That last stimulus package, they gave more money to other countries than the American people got.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
If they really cared about the American people,
Where's
Yeah.
us?
Why
do
are
they
we
get
even
less
paying?
money
Like I get
who
maybe.
did they send money to for gender studies? What? It was a Middle Eastern country.
I'm not
I
sure.
think Saudi Arabia. I think.
I don't think it was Saudi.
No.
It was one that you
It
would
was
never
it was
think they'd be
smaller.
Sending, you was one you would never think they would be sending money to for gender studies.
I mean,
Oh, was it Pakistani gender
Yeah,
It
studies?
was, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was it, yeah.
It was a P.
It was more money. Just that one alone was more money than the stimulus. That the stimulus bill
Yeah, it
the
was.
American people got.
They
Yeah.
also did something with trout researching or something.
trout researching.
There was a
We're
$1.5
talking
million
$1
to
million
trout.
Yeah.
trout
The
research.
National Forest Association.
This is also the same group of people that spent $1.5 million making shrimp run on treadmills. I
That's
mean,
high speed.
oh, I mean, if it was underwater, wouldn't it be like turbulent?
Yeah.
It's like look,
No, they're strapped. They're strapped to the treadmill.
oh,
Big
Americans are
meaty
paying
shrimp.
shrimps to join the army.
swole shrimp.
More
Yeah, that's
likely
gonna
the
be your
Navy.
Cavalry.
Yeah, try to bite into one of those suckers.
Now here's a question: if you get a swole shrimp, does it just turn into like a lobster or something?
Larry the lobster.
Crawfish.
He's just a
Oh
jack.
God.
Yeah.
Living like Larry.
Oh,
Like
living
big
like
old-
Larry. Yeah. I just
You want to start listing countries that we should move to?
No.
Yeah,
Because there's
actually,
no other
I was
ones.
like, yeah.
No,
I
no
didn't know where
other
else
ones.
I'd
Well,
go.
that's
Yeah,
what I
I
was gonna
wouldn't
say.
go
Like,
anywhere else.
here's my
Other
list.
countries have the benefit of being like, oh,
They get
we
to
can
look at us
we can
and laugh.
be like, oh, we can go to Europe or we can go to America.
Oh, they're gonna
but-
laugh until the United States ceases to exist, which we're borderline at that right now.
No, I
At least
mean,
in the incarnation of the official United States,
Yeah.
I think.
the way it is intended
There
to
could
be.
Yeah.
be a name change.
Yeah, I think
The
the
people's.
the idea and the people is that's there still, but I think the incarnation of what is legally the United States is very close to being. What do you?
It's definitely a battleground recently. If you, I mean, just look at
Oh,
Portland.
boy.
Look at just the stuff that the president is saying.
Yeah.
That's
It's
what I
simple.
mean.
Have something injected into your body, or I'm going to force you to wear something on your body.
If that
So-
doesn't wake
so-
you up or make you like think about anything a little.
What
deeper,
happened to my body, my choice?
Yeah, what happened
Like,
to that?
how about no?
How about no?
Oh, but it's different when it affects other people. It's like,
No.
man, I've traveled 3-4 times out of state this whole time. Not once have I gotten it.
No.
Oh,
I've been in the same house with people.
I've traveled a lot
Yeah.
during all this.
Never
Like
gotten
whatever.
it.
Sad thing is, I got it. It wasn't a fun time. You know where
Yeah,
I got
but
it from?
your results may vary.
You
I
got
got
the.
it from a gun show.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I know. That's an unfortunate event. But
But
yeah.
I mean, everyone's experience with it has been different.
Yeah.
At least in my experience of
Yeah.
experiencing other people experiencing it.
Like, I mean, don't get me. Like,
Oh,
it's
man.
Not like a fake disease. There's definitely people that have gotten.
Oh,
it,
yeah.
Been sick and.
We were never
lost their
saying that,
lives
though,
about
either.
it.
yeah.
But the way I feel like the way they're portraying it is not.
Well, it just makes me wonder, and you guys know I'm not very much of a conspiracy theorist. My dad, on the other hand, we should get him on the show one of these nights and start going off just to see how bad we can get canceled on YouTube. But I'm not much of a conspiracy theorist, but it makes you wonder, like, they're pushing it so hard
Yes.
that there has to be
They want control.
they've never of course it's control,
It's always been about
but
control.
it makes you wonder if there's something more to it, even more than that.
I think there personally is. I'm not a big conspiracy theorist guy, but I think there's more to
There's a reason for
Yeah.
it.
more to the coof than what they're.
Because like they
What's
were
it-
never like this with other things.
H1N1.
Yeah, H1N1 or Ebola, which
Yeah.
Ebola was like nasty stuff,
Yeah.
like bleed from your eyes and shit. You
Yeah,
know.
They
Ebola
didn't
was
shut
big,
anything
not
down.
good.
From
No.
what I don't.
No.
I mean, I was younger when that stuff happened.
I mean, Ebola was not even what. That was I think I was in the army whenever Ebola
Yeah,
was a
that-
big.
yeah,
That was like beginning of my tenure in the army.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, because I was still in school for it.
Yeah, but here's the thing is, like, they didn't do all this stuff for that, which I mean that is clearly, like, even before that everybody knew that
Everyone
was a
knew
bad
Ebola was
disease.
bad.
Yeah, and they didn't shut stuff down like this over it, and now it's like they're getting out the crowbar to force you into doing something against your will because it's for your safety.
Yeah, it's for your safety.
It's for you.
You see,
We're
I
from the
threw them-
government. We're here to help.
Yeah.
I'm sure you are.
I'm
Please
sure
do not
Word you ever wanna
resist.
hear.
I don't need help.
I
Don't
your help.
don't resist. We're
Please.
here to help.
Don't resist. We're coming to help.
My help,
Help is on the way.
my help is a fancy 9mm going at 1,200 feet per second. Look at it go.
Wow, look at that thing.
But we've talked about politics here for a while.
Yeah.
Kind of. We do enjoy things other than politics.
Yeah, just that. A lot of that was just that's the current stuff that's
Yeah,
happening and
that's-
has happened since we were off.
And there's still more stuff.
Oh,
Going
there's
on,
still-
and we could talk about the
There's
stuff
so
for
much
hours.
stuff going
But
on.
yeah, well,
we also wanted to talk a little more about like our other interests other than guns in America, and
freedom,
Freedom.
Freedom, baby.
religion. Is that what you said?
I said liberty.
Oh, I thought you said religion.
Do
religion.
it for Dale, brothers.
Do it for Dale.
Dale for Dale.
Pocket sand.
So a lot of us are car people.
Yes.
I mean, I guess.
Financial mistakes.
4 out of 5 are.
Well,
Oh boy.
your results may vary. But yeah, a lot of us are car people, and I wanted to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'll start.
There you go. Let's do
So-
your end.
Me being the 20-something-year-old who grew up on vehicle or. So I was never really into cars up until like my dad was into cars whenever he was young, but I never really got that spark. And then Skyscraper Boy over there got a Jetta 1.8T, and it made an awesome whistle noise
HKS blow off out that.
You sound,
every
you
time.
sound like a piece of glass breaking.
Oh, it was the best little car.
Yeah, it
ever.
was the noise. That noise itself is what got me into cars, and ever since then, I've been more partial to the Japanese ones, not the American ones, which is kind of a little weird since we love America and guns and liberty and all that so much. But
We don't like driving boats. roads.
No, we don't like driving.
Also, stuff that only gets 12 miles a gallon.
That too. Plus, American cars aren't what they were anymore.
No, definitely
No,
not.
definitely not.
Nothing is, honestly.
Yeah.
No cars are.
Yeah. But so I had my first, I guess, like nice car that I would consider it being nice was like I had a Miata, 95 Miata, and I did nothing to that except hit the back of a Eclipse with it because a Porsche decided to slam on his brakes, and it caused a chain reaction of like 5 other cars slamming on his brakes.
That
It
was
wasn't a
not a
good
good
time.
In some jurisdictions, we call that a pile up.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
no.
then after that, the next car that I would consider is like, the nice car was my 2013 Subaru BRZ, which I proceeded to mod the crap out of.
R.I.P.
For those of you who don't know, it's a 2.2 liter flat 4, which makes naturally aspirated. It makes
168.
probably like 160 to the wheels, and
Fuck shit.
yeah, it's really slow. It's slower than some Priuses in some instances, but
Minivans.
it was a 2-door coupe,
Forever.
and I proceeded to mod it out, spent an egregious amount of money on it, and then made it fast, put a supercharger on it, and then put it into a guardrail. And then I was sad. I was very sad. I still have it, but it needs fixed, and money doesn't grow on trees.
It's a little damaged.
It's a little sad right
Whoa.
now.
Return to sender.
And now I have a 2021 Subaru WRX STI because I like to vape.
Oh, baby. Cylinder 4 gonna go boom boom.
Yeah. It's okay.
I'll go next. 'Cause I probably have the least impressive car because I've had a thing forever, and I've been too busy investing in businesses.
In Doge, you mean?
Hell yeah. Oh yeah. Actually, that's a great side aside. Thank you for listening to the We Valiant Feud podcast. This is an intermission bit here, brought to you by one of the few podcasts founded on Doge.
Dude, if you don't invest in Doge, I don't know, man.
I don't know about now. I don't know.
No, I mean, not now.
It's
no.
down, or it's down now.
Or
But
now's-
now
actually,
time's the buy.
I'm not going to tell you to do anything.
Yeah,
For
we
legal-
can't tell you to
I
do
can't
anything.
give you
We're not
legal
giving you
advice.
financial
Yeah,
advice.
That's just what
financial
we're
advice
doing.
For
here.
legal reasons, this is probably a joke.
It was
Yeah.
100%.
100% a joke.
Laugh,
Yeah.
haha.
But getting into cars. I mean, my background with cars is pretty like lengthwise. Like I've been working with cars for a long time. A lot of my stuff is old stuff, like pre 1970.
Oh, yeah, them Cadillacs.
Oh, you know how we are with the
Oh,
Cadillacs.
baby.
Yeah, but like Cadillacs.
North Star
We a couple cars from the 40s. Remember the brown one from the 30s.
Yeah.
With the super comfortable back seat. That thing was awesome. But anyways, like that was a lot of my background, was fixing that type of stuff where you literally open up just 3 wires and you can fix it pretty easy. And my dad actually owned his own. He was a mechanic for
I didn't know your dad was a mechanic.
yeah, for about 15 years. He had his own garage. And he fixed cars on the side. It's just something he did. So I worked a lot with him. And the car group kind of came around. And in high school, I bought and still have a 2006 Cobalt SS. I know, right?
Oh,
Lovely. It's
Supercharged.
It is. Yeah, it's supercharged, and I mean
Not
it.
the turbo one.
I like the supercharged ones
Yeah,
better.
supercharged one's better.
Most people don't know that they came in superchargers.
Yeah,
People don't even know they exist.
Yeah, that's
superchargers
also
were
true.
2005 to 2007, and then 2008, 9, and 10 were all turbocharged.
Yep.
I can't remember if 7 was a split year.
I think some of them came.
I think some of them towards the end of that came in turbos. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, mine is a 2.0 S, I guess you'd call it, right? And the guy that I bought it off of, his dad owns one of the larger racing companies around this area. That they actually are an international racing company, and he modded that thing. Put pretty much any realistic mod that you'd want on it. And I just ran with it ever since. Looking for something different. Can't really decide what I want yet. The Forerunner is going to be so the Forerunner is going to happen.
Toyotas of
I-
war.
I
followed that as soon as you sent that to me.
Well, I mean, and for the other thing, I have a for my like normal driving, which that's a lot. I mean, you guys know how many actual like normal driving cars I've been through because of how much I drive around. I also have the RAV4 that just rolled over a nice and crispy 334,000 miles.
Still got another
She's
Just
taking
yeah.
Absolutely, that thing's actually in great shape. It runs like a sewing machine. I
You
just
can't
had
beat
my
Toyota.
No, you can't.
You can't beat
no,
Toyota.
absolutely not. I just had my mechanic go over it. And he's like, yeah, the thing is still great. He's like, there's nothing wrong with it.
This year's
In inspection.
Yeah.
So he looked over it and he's like, everything looks perfect on it. Like, check. I mean, we went through and redid like anything it needed to. The only thing I have problems with on it is brakes.
Mhm.
It goes through brakes.
Oh yeah.
And that's about it really. And even then, the whole set of brakes, like the entire run of the car, is like $200.
Mhm.
But it is going to depart sometime soon, and I'm gonna go for a 4Runner, a TRD Pro.
I saw a black one the
With
other
a
day.
10.
Oh, that army green
Maybe.
one.
With a
The army
10.
green
I
one.
I
They had-
want an
there
army
was-
green one,
there
but
was one
they're
coming
like
off the highway, and I was sitting there like, oh.
They're-
They're not even so the army green one was last year's like
special
premier
edition. Yeah.
color.
Yeah.
This year is different.
I don't like the green this year.
It's like
that
a
much.
greenish gray.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
great.
I like the.
It's like I just watched a video, regular car reviews video on they did it, and I can't remember what its actual name is, but it's more gray than green, but it's
It-
like gray with green.
yeah,
like,
I did see
tones.
that. I mean, it's an all right color, but it's not that.
It's not that army green.
Now
That
what?
color's beautiful.
Now what might be a thing to do with that, because those are. I mean, they're probably not. Who knows if they're gonna come back with that?
No, they won't.
I'm thinking not.
Every
yeah.
year they come out with a different color,
Yeah,
like
so-
a different special color.
So I'm probably gonna get a 2022 by the time I'm ready for it. And then what might be the option, if I really want that OD, is just get it vinyled.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, you
a
definitely
nice
could do
wrap
that
or
too.
something like that.
I mean, because that's gonna be cheaper than trying to find a special one.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yes.
maybe do it up. I like that. So
I don't like that green.
the new green,
No.
no,
It's like stone.
yeah, that's it. I don't care for
Uh-uh.
that.
Not a chance.
It's like a moth.
No, the one that I saw was the dark.
The OD,
Yes.
yeah,
And it was the TRD Pro.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
there was a TRD Pro, not a TRD Pro, it was a TRD Tacoma that was the army green that I was followed in from work.
Did they make the green in non-TRD?
It was a TRD, it wasn't a TRD Pro.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And
I would assume they only made those ones in TRD.
I want to get a TRD Pro.
I honestly like
Screw
the Tundra whenever they did it in the sand color.
That's-
Yeah, that was
a lot
cool.
of people like the same
Oh,
color.
yes.
That was it was nice because it was different, you
I
know.
really like that light blue color, but I would probably never.
Yeah,
buy
the
one.
light blue or
light blue.
the cement.
Yeah,
I like the
Oh,
cement.
I know that.
there's
But
a light blue one for sale up on at the one dealership.
was that the FJs? They made the FJs in that blue too,
Yeah,
didn't they?
Mhm.
I was following. I followed an FJ in home yesterday with the millennial theft prevention tire cover in the back. I was like, I'm a millennial and I drive manual.
Hi, boomer.
It's a FUD in car form.
Have fun in real life.
But yeah, I mean that's gonna be the next thing. I'm definitely gonna go that route. And then I'm gonna look at something, not to replace the Cobalt, because that car has a lot of sentimental value. Just the time I bought it, the stuff I was going through in my life, and the date that I bought it is really meaningful to me. So I'm gonna keep it, and I'm probably just gonna park it.
Yeah.
There's no harm in that. And then I'm gonna get something else after that. I don't know what that is yet. I haven't found something that really jumps out yet, because I want something that's different. I don't want something that everybody just has readily, you know.
Something unique.
Yeah, I want something unique. No offense to like the Subaru and stuff like that, but there's a lot of that. I want something a little.
Damn Subaru guys are-
Yeah.
I mean,
they're everywhere.
Now, what you want to do with yours in particular is gonna be cool.
I don't know if I'll ever get to that, but I want
If not
to.
do that, that would be very.
Yeah, that'll be
Very upset.
that'll
I would
be
have
sad.
to downgrade the brakes in
Yeah.
order to do, or at least to get a efficient setup.
Let's do
Just
it.
slam it and stance it. You'll be fine.
Yeah, but if you did something, like there's a lot of opportunity like that to do something cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
I
if
mean,
you
that's
go-
that's the cool thing with Subarus though, because they're so moddable and like there's a huge aftermarket for them, and especially Subaru with the all-wheel drive, like you can go
That's
the
hard to
street route,
beat.
or you can go the off-road, the overland, the rally.
See, that's
Like
the,
you can play all hats.
that's the catch is like I want something all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
You kind of have to. All-wheel drive and it's a sticks. I mean that cuts out a lot of stuff, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Especially stick shift now.
Yeah, yeah,
There's a lot. You can't. There's a lot of stuff they don't even make anymore.
Mm.
yeah.
Like
That
Dodge Cummins, they stopped making those in sticks.
Well, they
That's-
stopped making
can't-
trucks in general in stick
Yeah,
shift.
You can't buy a stick shift truck anymore.
yeah. That,
Tacomas.
Cummins was the
No,
last
not
one.
anymore.
No.
They stopped it in, I think 2016, 2018.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think so. They stopped
Are
all
you?
manual
I'm.
trucks. Sorry, it was a big deal when Dodge was the last one to stop making a manual.
I could have swore that Tacoma still come in manual.
I love my little 5-speed Tundra truck.
Yeah.
Only
See-
has 164,000 miles on it, but she's still kicking.
She's still breaking her in.
My
Yeah.
Dragon Rush got 213K.
2020
Oh, man.
Tacoma has offered a manual transmission, and the 2020 had a manual Tacoma.
Oh, it did. Wow. I
See-
thought they stopped in 2018.
My everyday driver, I'm gonna keep as an automatic. Just
Dude, I like
Just
driving
casual.
stick, but man, it's a pain in the ass.
especially.
No, I
Oh,
hate. I
yeah.
can't. Driving automatic makes me want to die.
I'd
it's
fall
so
asleep.
Much nicer. I love it.
I can't.
I
I
love
can't.
it.
All my
I hate
vehicles
it.
are manual.
I hate it.
I'd fall asleep.
Yeah,
Not even fall. It's just like it takes literally sucks all the joy out of driving. Because I love driving, and driving or automatic just is not fun at all. It
Do-
makes me sad.
do
It's
you,
boring.
do you know how to drive a manual, Mage?
Yes.
Okay, good. Well,
Here's one thing though. Now imagine your job is to drive an automatic.
Yeah, but the
for 8
government
hours a
provides you
day.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
for
it's
joy.
automatic. They don't got sticks.
They
And
should.
they all
They're
are
from
slow.
1984.
Yeah,
You gotta
yeah.
figure you have a better
So-
chance of catching on
Honestly, I'm
fire.
kind of surprised they don't.
I can't wait for my first truck to catch on fire. I cannot wait. It's gonna be
Oh,
a
man.
blast. Literally.
Sorry, your mail was caught in a ball of fire. My bad.
Sorry.
We'll
Yeah.
get you for tomorrow.
yeah, but I
Just
mean,
slam
Your
it.
package disappeared. Sorry.
your package
It's
was
going into the
incinerated
ether.
on accident.
Hope you bought
Don't know where it
insurance.
went.
Your package was lost with the carrier.
The
But
amount of times that I forgot a package, brought it with me, scanned it at the office, delivered, and then took my own car just because I didn't want to drive the box truck anymore because I forgot it, and
Oh.
took it to that person's house on the way home. Countless times, and I've only been there a couple months.
our mail lady out here does that a lot. But I think that's pretty much it for me. I will definitely keep looking because I'm not. I mean, I'm gonna keep that car for a bit. I keep it on the road just because the 4Runner is gonna be the big thing, and then after that, I'm gonna see what I'm gonna be buying. I don't know yet.
Yeah, my brother, he taught me how to drive a stick because he had one. It was this yellow, big truck. It was a Dodge. I don't remember what
Cummins.
kind.
Cummins.
Yeah,
Probably a Cummins.
Did it go? Shh.
kind of. This was.
Was it a diesel?
I don't. It's been a decade at this point. Like my brother just started driving. It was one of his.
When you
first
press the pedal, does the whole street
Was there-
black out?
kind of.
Okay.
yeah.
Alright, it's a diesel. Yep. That's probably the hardest thing to learn how to drive a stick in is a diesel.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I learned it. So
Torque.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say it's the hardest. It's one of the more complicated, I guess you could say.
I'll let you drive my V6
Yes.
truck. Tell
Is
me how
it
hard.
easy?
No,
That's a lie.
you're talking. You're talking. The clutch is 3/4 of the way off the floor, and
You should have drove my S10 clutch.
oh, okay. That
Yeah.
was a little 4-banger.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's going nowhere.
Or-
letters and numbers.
Was it a four?
Or was it the Iron Duke?
Those are
Grade 6.
those motors are tough.
Those
There's
motors
two
last
straight
forever.
Yeah.
sixes, I think.
Oh.
It was a 2.8. So, it might be a 4.7. I don't remember. We took it to the junkyard. It rotted out. So.
Oh, okay.
Some users are requesting that Dangles pipe up the windpipes.
I have you on monitor and I can hear you clear as day.
Yeah, or just talk a little louder, basically.
Have you been seeing me kind of lean back and hit?
Yeah, because I thought I was talking.
I can hear you.
whenever would do that.
I can hear you clear as day because these headphones cancel out all the other audio around me. So what I'm hearing through my headphones is what everybody else is running through the monitor.
Maybe
Well,
other.
if you guys are anything like me, I'm deaf, so I understand.
What?
I'm
Yeah,
deaf.
me too.
I am deaf.
Yeah, but I mean, like, go ahead and say something real quick.
Something.
Yeah, look, I mean, you're coming across here.
All right.
I mean,
Perfect.
I can still kick you up a bit.
Kick me up a bit.
I mean,
Send him to the moon.
To the moon. See, now it's in red.
you should have invested in Doge since our conversation has went up a bit. Again, not financial advice.
No financial advisor here.
Skyscraper, if you want to talk about your vehicles for a
Yeah.
second.
Oh
Yeah.
boy, oh boy.
But, I mean, hey,
Alright.
Mage,
Oh,
whoa, whoa, whoa.
we
Mage,
talked
you
about
can
his
talk
mail
about
years.
yours. Yeah.
Skip
Go ahead.
Mage.
Well,
Yeah.
no, no.
I have a 2013 Nissan Altima. It is automatic. It is charcoal gray. Next.
When are we? So no, I think the question in the room is when are we supercharging and turbocharging it?
Both.
Whenever you
Yeah, it has to be
want.
both, a
Turbocharge,
super
let's go.
turbo, a bi-turbo,
Whenever you
Both gonna
want.
be eBay.
Yes.
and we're gonna do sort by lowest price.
Should we wait? Should we wait until I pay it
No.
off?
No,
No.
absolutely,
Absolutely
not.
not.
Because does it have a warranty?
Yeah, it has a warranty
Alright,
for
so yeah,
another
we'll
year
blow
and
it
a half.
up.
Yeah.
and then you can get a new engine.
No questions
Can
asked.
you imagine?
We just have to make sure we take the turbo and supercharger off before we take it.
And
Yeah.
we just don't
Yeah.
tune it.
Yeah, no tunes.
No tunes.
Can you
That way
imagine?
They can't look at these.
I have like
Yeah.
the super warranty where like they'll come out and they'll like replace tires absolutely free. Anything
Their
goes wrong with the
extended
electrical
warranty.
circuits, they'll come fix it.
Oh,
The
we
only-
can make some stuff go wrong.
The only
He-
downfall with the Ultima is the engine's actually sideways, so it's really hard to supercharge those motors.
Just have it go out the hood.
Just take the hood off. You don't need the
You
hood.
don't need a hood. You don't need a hood where we're going.
Can you imagine like pulling into the thing for your warranty, and the guy just opens the hood. There's just nothing there.
It's just a delete.
It's like,
the
how
hood
did
is
you?
deleted.
How did you
No,
just pull
we all
in?
Questions asked.
We all know all those Ultimas are gonna be in the country like Wreck'em rallies or whatever you want to
Yeah.
call
Oh
them.
god.
A 1999 Toyota Corolla.
I did-
Rip
Best
that
car ever
Toyota.
created.
I saw the demo derby not too long ago.
There ought to have been someone destroying a 1999.
What did I call it? A
Toyota
Wreck-It
Corolla.
Rally?
well, there's a bunch of a bunch of the normal cars you get
Yeah.
neons and stuff, so you didn't feel bad. And this dude pulls in with it was pretty busted up before, so I didn't feel too bad. It was like a '76 Cadillac Eldorado.
Oh.
It was
Oh, okay.
it was bad. The quarters and stuff were all rusted out, so it wasn't super bad. Man, he was just crushed. Everybody, there's like cars slamming into him, and they're getting all crushed up. And he's like, what was that? A fly?
That tickled.
That tickled. Yeah. He drove off.
Really?
Yeah, he drove off. Did he won? I mean, obviously he won
Yeah.
because like
Yeah.
full force hits into the front of it.
Nothing happened.
The radiator's
Yeah.
like 3 feet back. You know.
Everything's 3 feet back.
I was told I would be fighting men. This is nothing.
Fights a little neon that's just a bug splatter on his windshield.
Yeah, but I think that's. I mean, I think that's pretty much your car
I'm
stuff.
not a
right?
car guy.
Car history, yeah.
I thought what I said was enough, but then we talked about modding my Nissan, and I got a little scared.
His daily driver that he needs to go to work, we're going to put a turbo on and blow it up.
We'll super turbo that thing.
I'm gonna make the government mad at me. I'm just gonna do burnouts. In the...
Okay, so here's the question.
Go on.
And this is hypothetical for legal reasons.
Okay.
Can you steal a mail truck?
Can you borrow
they-
extend?
Can you borrow it? Yeah, can you borrow it?
Today, actually, I was in a rush. I wasn't really in a rush to work. I woke up 3 hours before my alarm, just because that's how it's been recently. No.
I wake up.
So I.
Same here.
So I'm just watching YouTube until about like 9:50 when it's time to go, because I worked at 10:30 in the morning today because I just did express. And I forgot my badge, and you need your badge to sign in to be able to scan anything. You need it. So I just played it off as it was in my bag. So I just took the scanner. They gave me a vehicle, which was a van. It wasn't a box truck, and I just drove it to my house, grabbed my badge, and then was off. It was still only like a 2.5 hour day because there wasn't that much express today. But I hypothetically, especially in 2023, whenever they're gone, I guarantee they'll just give the trucks away to
Those
the.
box trucks.
Yeah.
No one's gonna
'cause
want 'em.
They're getting rid of all those.
No one's gonna want them, so they're probably gonna be like, "Hey, does anybody want these box trucks before we just scrap them?"
Okay, so to answer my question, yes.
Yes.
In 2 years, legally, yes, probably.
Okay.
They have keys.
Yes, every single one has keys. It's
not
got
a Humvee.
stick
Oh.
things,
It's not a Humvee.
gear shifts on the right. There's one problem with them, in case you haven't noticed.
They catch on fire.
Not only do they catch on
They have some
fire,
electrical issues.
the visibility can be absolute trash.
And
There's
that's
just
optional when we're
days where
going.
you can't see them.
I don't
I'm
know,
sure the
I've been,
aerodynamics are
I've been
similar.
flagging traffic, and those mail truck drivers fucking fly.
After you
past
do it
this.
for 20 years, you're just used to it. Me, I'm brand new. There's just if it's raining, I can't see anything out of my mirrors. They just recently handed us rags. So that we can
Visibility
clean
is
them.
optional.
You don't
You don't
need
need
to
to
see.
see.
You just need to see
VR.
what's
You
ahead.
just take a guess which mailbox you're at.
But anyways,
Sometimes
so,
I don't know where I'm going.
so again, the answer to my question
Is yes.
is yes. Okay, so now we just need to mod that.
Tactical.
Mail truck.
I mean, we could probably weld some armor plates on the side.
The
Is it
speedometer
front wheel or
goes
rear wheel?
up to 80
That's all the
in the
fast
mail
ones go.
truck.
Their
That
wheelbase
is-
is like 3 inches.
Yeah.
That is 80 going downhill with the wind at your back.
Yes, but there are some mail trucks there where I have my foot all the way down on the pedal uphill, and the hill's only at like a 30-degree angle, and it's going 10 max.
Oh,
Some of those
sounds like
trucks
fun.
have over 400,000 miles on them, and they are just tugging along by the skin of their vehicle.
Honestly,
the
that's not
little mail
much.
truck who
Yeah.
could.
400,000 for like
Yeah.
1984.
Yeah. If you think about it, how long they've been in service and how much.
Well, they're
driving
called LLVs, which stands for long life vehicles. They were built to last 25 years. It's been over 30 at this point. Some of those
chill.
are just dead
How-
in a year max.
How many mail trucks could you have bought with the gender studies program's funding?
Hundreds of thousands.
Oh my
If
god!
you put one of those mail trucks on the market, if they weren't government, I guarantee they would sell for less than $1,000. They are garbage.
Oh, you're gonna see him in the tuner culture here in a few days.
Yeah.
There's gonna be stanced out mail trucks.
Oh,
Oh
I
my
can't wait.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't
Hey,
wait.
hey, that is a
2 years. Just gotta wait 2 more years.
The caption was,
Oh.
so who's gonna be the first to do it?
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll do it.
There will be someone who
the
does it.
the Grumman long life vehicle was produced from 1987 to 1994.
Ours are from the 87
It
era.
has a 2.5 liter i4. We can turbocharge that. That's easy.
Send it
too.
to the moon.
Older than all of us.
Now you have one of these. Do you guys have any of these?
That is the vehicle that we're getting in 2023. In case, for anyone who's listening in that's kind of curious, if you just
Model-
Google it, it
model
looks a
year's
lot like Peyton
2023.
Manning's forehead. The front
how they
is
describe it.
huge. I cannot wait to be sitting in one of these things, just driving it around. You're
Looks
gonna
like
be
a
able to see
car.
it.
It looks like from the movie Cars.
That
Yeah.
looks like a car. That looks like the Dumb and Dumber van.
Well, it looks like somebody was messing around with a picture of this in Photoshop and just
The
like,
way-
squished the front down.
The way that it looks, it seems like whoever's looking from the front, like when they see me delivering mail, they're gonna be able to see everything clear as day, other than my feet.
You're gonna have to wear
Yeah.
pants.
Look,
If there's a hole in my crotch, oh my goodness, I gotta throw those pants out. Now
Did
I
you-
gotta actually go get new ones.
Did you better like be careful you don't bottom out or something? Because I mean, with this huge like vertical windshield, I mean that's
You're
like
gonna,
perfect
like-
ejection.
This
Like
is a
angle.
wall.
Oh, they seatbelt is number one.
Oh, dude,
I
it's
have
just-
it on
look,
all
look,
the times
how-
because if someone hits me in the back and I'm going flying out, I just want to bruise. There have been so many accidents where people have died just because they don't have their
It's
seatbelt
blunt
on.
force trauma.
Mhm.
Look, how about this here? Look, it will have airbags and air conditioning.
So they have heaters that barely work,
Oh,
where the
no.
vents they're supposed to be aimed so that they like obviously defrost your windshields, whatever. Some of the vents are hanging, and they
Oh.
are not in the vents. It's just a tube of hot air at your crotch, and that's your heater. And then your air conditioning is rolling the windows down and having an analog fan with a switch in the car. Some of them aren't plugged in. Some of them just don't work. So whenever you're sitting in a mail truck and it's 85 and sunny, you are just baking in that thing.
Just
For 8
fully
hours,
I'm
just-
done on this side.
Oh,
It's like a easy bake oven.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
see how much.
I cannot wait to have air conditioning in those things. I'm so excited for 2
I
years.
can't find any of these for sale.
if
so-
I still work. Well,
I don't
though
think they're
no,
out, but you can
yeah,
buy them.
You can buy
nobody.
they probably when they're done,
nobody
they're
is
probably
getting that-
decommission them.
Yeah, nobody's getting that newer one until 2023 because we just made the deal this year, and that's the fastest that they're going to produce them. And that's not even saying like every post office is going to get them because they're not even making 1 million, I believe. At first, it's only going to be a couple 100,000.
It's gonna be the larger
Yeah,
offices, probably like big
Probably big cities.
and in Butler, like it's not small. Like there's a lot of small post offices around us, but
You know, it's just the way it happens, right?
mm-hmm.
All right.
We'll jump on
so-
to you though, a skyscraper about your vehicle history.
if you're a race rockets.
Oh boy, my rice rockets. All right, so my first car was a 2003 Jetta 1.8T. Best little car in the world. It was a lot of fun. 5-speed. First car, learned stick shift on that, and then had it for about roughly a year. And then I was taking this one road, and it was a sharp bend. And while I was heading around the bend, there was a giant snap, and then
Oh,
It was no more.
it was no more. I basically lost control of the vehicle because I didn't know how to control it, basically without power steering. So I went off into the ravine, took out a telephone pole, and flipped it over a couple times. That was a lot of fun.
Part you scarred some children on
so
that one.
I scarred some people.
your passengers are with you too.
Yeah, everyone was fine. It was one of the safest vehicles ever. but it
Everything
was-
except your knees, right?
yeah, everything but my
He
knees.
showed up at my work like an hour afterwards. He was pale white, and I was like, "What are you doing here?" And he was like, "I just got in a car accident." I was like, "What? Why are you here?"
Yeah.
How did you get here?
Super pale white. It's like, oh, what's wrong? It's like, oh, that's just the internal bleeding. Just down.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I was in complete shock. It was,
Literal shock.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like actually.
But I mean, I made it out fine, and I'm a tall guy, so I was surprised that it didn't like crush the car. And flipping the car 3 times is something else. I'll tell you what.
You're
A tiny little car.
Yeah.
you're lucky where that hit at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I remember that. That was not good.
Yeah, and then we can move on to I owned 2005 Impreza, little 2.5 ice rocket, threw a little fart can on there, ripped that around until she rusted out. Not even like 2 years ago.
You just got rid of that.
No,
It's still sitting in the backyard.
I thought you took it to the junkyard already.
Well, no, it's waiting to be taken to the junkyard. Yeah, I completely stripped that down to the frame. That's ready to be taken to the junkyard. But my vehicle after that was a 2018 WRX that I bought brand new, Japanese gang. First little turbo vehicle, but I didn't drive it in the wintertime, and I drove my little
didn't drive
RS in the wintertime.
his all-wheel drive Subaru.
I didn't drive my all-wheel drive Subaru in the wintertime, yeah. I kept it in the garage. And then I got rid of that last year, and I picked up 2015 Nissan 370Z Nismo.
He modifies it.
Oh, badge.
I modify it, yeah. Yeah, it's lowered as... I don't even want to go into details of it because there's a lot, but...
Speaking of Nissans, just stupid off-brand comment. There was a R35 that drove past me on my way home today.
Ooh.
What color was it?
It was black.
Oh,
Okay.
that's owner...
I actually
That's
saw
the
that.
one dealership.
I saw
son.
that R35 on the one road we were working on today. A black R35.
Oh, it was probably the same road because I mean, if you're over in Mars, that's
We're off
Yellow.
off the main road.
Yeah.
So it's like when you get down past the bowling alley, it's that road on the right. You turn down that.
yeah.
Yeah, and that person's part of the dealership that's up
Oh, okay.
further down.
I see.
Yeah, but
If you see the silver one, you know who that is.
yeah, I know who that one is. I really want one. I really do, but the cost of them is just
They're expensive.
yeah, they're
The
expensive.
ones that are cheap are the junk ones.
Yes.
A lot of that's. I mean, that's just what it is. You know?
Yeah.
Fast and Furious, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
But, and then your truck.
Oh yeah, and then
Toyota truck.
I got my Toyota Tundra truck. It's got a little V6 in it, and
Just
I-
a little one.
it is a little one.
It is little.
What's
It's-
little? 3.5.
3.4.
Oh, my Rav's a 3.5.
Oh yeah, that motor's bigger than the one in the
They can't
truck.
even put the bigger one in the
I
truck.
know.
Try.
Yeah, but you're talking that thing actually gets 22 miles a gallon.
It's about what I get.
Yeah, it's a good little beater, hands down. Probably one of the best purchases I made. And then if you want to get into motorcycles, I've owned
Boy,
Oh
a
boy.
lot of motorcycles.
I'd say just stick with the
Just stick with
fast one.
my fast one. My fast one's a ZX10R that I have stretched out, and you're talking, it does drag times in 10.36 seconds at 168 miles an hour.
Oh my god.
And that's fast
That's
That's
really fast.
pretty fast.
on a bike.
Yeah. So you're talking anything happens, you're basically done. You're toast.
Turn around, kiss your ass goodbye.
Yeah.
If
Well,
you can even turn around fast.
yeah. Like I was riding it the one time during a memorial ride, and
Yeah.
I was heading down the highway, and then I decided to open it up, and right around 100 mile an hour, the chain decided to snap. Basically blew out 2 inches from my backside, straight destroyed the rear fender of
You're
the bike.
lucky you didn't get hit with that.
I was lucky I didn't get
That
hurt.
happened on the way to the first stop, didn't it? Because we were with you at the first place.
I think it's first or second one.
Because I remember we all left together. Next thing I know, you're not there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where did you go?
Yeah, and I was stuck on the side of the road, just literally sitting there waiting to be picked up. It was not a good time.
You did a fairing delete.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, I did a whole rear bike delete.
Yeah,
disintegrated.
Yeah, that was probably one of the sketchiest things that ever happened.
I remember that. That was bad.
Yeah, I brought it to my parents' house, and like my mom literally started bawling. I was sitting there like, I'm fine, but that could have been,
Brought it here.
yeah, it could have been really,
Yeah.
really bad.
Especially on a big ride like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You were probably lucky you were going so fast. 'Cause I probably pulled the chain back down. Because you said didn't the chain come up?
well, the chain's sitting like right below you.
Yeah, didn't it break off and whip up around?
It broke off and it came up.
Oh, it didn't whip up.
No.
Oh, okay, I misunderstood.
It actually has a guard in there that prevents it from going
Doing
up like that.
that.
Yeah. I mean, I had to replace that because that shattered, but that's beside the point.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, that's the point of it.
Yeah.
It did its job.
Yeah.
yeah.
Woohoo.
And
'cause, I mean, they're just made of plastic.
Yeah.
Just chain guards.
Plastic.
Yeah.
Plastic.
and I actually did my quarter mile after that. Literally, not even 6 months after that is whenever I hit my record for the quarter mile. So
For the record, in the pre-show notes, I have there's a section that says topics, and it said skyscraper dash motorcycles.
yes, yeah, I repair a lot of Harleys. I don't like Harleys. I hate Harleys, but they're expensive and people want to buy those, so that's why I fix up.
Cheaper and
Yeah, I can get them cheaper, and then I just fix them up and resell them.
make them look all
Straight to
pretty.
the FUD market.
Yes. Hey, I like Harleys. All right. You quiet down.
Yeah,
I don't like
FUD. Go get your 1911.
You're the one with the 1911.
Hello,
It's
I'm
honorary.
here. You know.
It gets
Don't worry,
it gets
when
passed
jams you,
on.
just throw it at me.
I like how we were out shooting the one day. It's like, all right, guys, it got the 1911 first shot at jams. I'm like, oh god,
Oh
the
man.
accursed.
Thank God Dangles isn't there. He's bullying me.
That was with my Kimber too.
Was it?
Yeah,
I heard those ones don't jam.
they jam if you
Jam as
run.
much.
Oh, they don't jam if you run good ammo through them. That was whatever I could find.
That's almost like
They
the.
can't take steel. Doesn't deserve brass.
It's true.
That was some low. That was some reloads or something. They were probably under.
Cooler.
Oh no,
45.
it was. They were probably underpacked or something. They were junk, but whatever.
Overpacked.
Overpacked.
Almost.
And you get Kentucky ballistic.
You're getting
yeah,
off
no.
cars
It's
topic.
okay. It
Right.
happens.
Come back.
Yeah.
All
All right.
Started bullying
Yeah,
1911.
that's it for mine.
Had to be
but
done.
All right, and
All right.
we wanted to save you for last because obvious.
Why? Because I have the dumbest car here.
Dumb is definitely not in the top 10 words I'd use.
Clout.
Most internet
Oh my
clout. I
goodness,
mean,
that-
you run a car show
Yeah.
scene thing.
That turned into a shit show. We're still trying to figure that out.
Oh boy.
But I mean, I guess we'll start with my first car. It's embarrassing. It's a 2001 Hyundai Shitteron. It's actually a Tiburon. I call it a Shitteron.
I remember that car.
Yeah, me too.
I hated that. I wish I never would have bought that car, but I was a dumb 16-year-old that thought it looked cool. It was turbo. I mean, it was quick. It wasn't fast. It was still a turd. I had to work on it probably. I think I worked on it once a day.
Did it have a cylinder gear shifter?
Yes.
I definitely remember that
It
car.
had a cylinder gear shifter. I put that bad boy on.
I definitely
I was like,
remember
"This
that
is
car.
cool."
I'm cool. It's okay. I put a katana on my Miata.
That's awesome.
And I had a 2002 Bug-Eye WRX wagon. Missed that car. Hated it when I had it, but I miss that car now just because I was 17 at the time and I wanted something new. Sold that thing. I blew that up. Me and my dad put a new motor in that. That was fun. That was a good learning experience. Then I had I'm gonna sneeze.
Bless you.
And then I had a 2004 STI. I owned that car for 6 months, and I think it ran for 4 months.
Oh
No, opposite. Sorry, it ran for 2 months.
Oh.
So and then I sold it.
That's you.
Jesus. Then bought my Evo. Yeah, bought my Evo after the STI, which I still currently have. It's an Evo 10. Then I bought a IS300 Lexus as a beater. Actually sold it to Skyscraper's brother. He still has it, I think, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
2JZ life.
He's got all the. Your brother has all the cool Toyotas.
Yeah.
And then I wanted a truck, so I bought my first Duramax. Sold that. Bought a F8 WRX. Worst decision of my life. Got rid of that F8 WRX. Bought another Duramax. Oh, I had a 240 in there.
Somewhere.
I also owned a 240. It was a project car. Redid it all. I took auto body in high school, so we repainted that. Did all the body work on it.
Did it have a cracked dash?
No, it did not actually.
No.
That's worth the
From what
price
I
of the
remember,
car.
That's
I don't
money.
think it had a cracked dash. No, I don't think it did.
That's
I
worth
never
the
really
price
sat
of
in
the
the car because it never ran.
car. Oh,
so.
okay.
But I had a blacktop SR20 just sitting in it. Never. I actually was gonna have Skyscraper's brother actually get it running for me, but just never got around to it. Sold that. Then from where I'm at now, I got my truck and my Evo. So the Evo. I think I've had it for what, 4 years? I think this 3 or 4 years, something like that. And so started out, just did some flex fuel E85, the typical stuff that Evo guys do. Then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wide body it. So
I'm gonna cut the fenders.
saws on, chopped up the rear fenders. No going back at that point. So I did that, put some nice wheels on it. I spent way too much money on the damn wheels. They're work wheels. If anyone listening knows who Work is, Work, the brand Work. Bagged it, and yeah, I have a bagged Evo. and then I also run a little car thing.
It's not that
Not
small.
that little.
No.
The last meet we had got a little rowdy, so they shut us down. So we're currently trying to figure out where to have our meets from now on. We got to actually find. Me and the other guys that run it, we're gonna be calling around places to get permission to use their lots. So
Some adult advice for anyone in the car community: don't do burnouts at meets.
yes,
In the parking lot.
In the parking lot.
lots.
There
I've told people I don't care what you do. As soon as you get on that road, it's not my issue.
In the parking lot
In the parking lot
of what's effectively a church.
church.
Yeah.
That they didn't. I've been having those meets for 3 years there. It started out with 10 of us, just all of us hanging out there, to filling up an entire parking lot of people.
and all kinds of different cars. You got
from exotics to classic muscle cars.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's who you had coming there.
I mean,
Trucks.
last time I was there was like ZL1s and there's Lambos and the McLarens were there and stuff like. I mean, that's not like low end shit, you know.
And like just our little town. I never would have thought people would be taking the drive, because like a lot of the nice cars that are in our area live over an hour away from us.
Yeah.
So it's like never expected anything like that to.
Well, if something's cool like that, word spreads.
Yeah.
That's it, you know.
People, and the thing that sucked was everyone was talking about how much fun they had at our last meet too, and it's like, I get it. I had fun too, but
You know the answer then, right? We just make a parking lot.
I like your answer.
I mean, granted, blacktop's is a little bit pricey.
Just a little bit.
We gotta find an abandoned mall,
Yeah,
and that would be ideal, right?
that would be.
Hey, we're gonna have one here soon near us.
Oh,
Coming to a town near you.
coming soon.
Abandoned malls.
Like, the whole issue.
Depression.
Was, like the police were there. They told us don't hit anything. Don't be dumb. And then after everyone left, some jackass decided it was a good idea to go in the parking lot and just drift around it. And I think that's really what ticked off the church owners, because they just paved that lot. So that's what.
That would definitely
I mean,
do it.
I honestly don't. I was waiting for a call of saying, "Hey, don't come back." Like we were all anticipating it. That's why we've been waiting to schedule the next one. But yeah, that's me with cars. I've been
You-
around them for a long time.
You should just host the next meet at the guy who did the Burnout's house. I feel like he owes you.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, I know if he shows up, we're telling him he's better fucking leave,
Banned.
or else, because
Slashes
I'm not one of those snitching on people in the car community. But I mean, if you're gonna ruin something for everyone else, I think you deserve what.
Blacklisted.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't, he's just gonna do it somewhere else.
Exactly. It's like, because I looked at the guy's social medias, and it's like, dude, you go to a track and do this. I think his videos of him on a track doing it all.
Yeah,
Like, keep it
there are
dude.
places for that kind of stuff.
Not like I could care less if he did it up the road at a different lot.
Yeah,
But not in the one that we literally just had a big ass car meet at.
yeah, where everyone like this. It's put together by one person, and everyone is benefiting off of it
Yes.
because we're all getting to participate in the community.
Yeah, like what we like to do.
Yeah.
One of the rules of
What an ass.
life: take responsibility for your actions.
Yep. Exactly.
Clean your room.
Like if that was me, quite honestly, if that was me, I would probably like I did something stupid, and then I would me personally, I would go to the church and be like, hey, don't blame these guys. It was me. I'll
Yeah.
stop coming. Whatever.
That
The only
requires self-responsibility.
Yeah.
and People
Well-
lack that greatly.
The only downfall, if he actually did that, then they could prosecute him because
Okay.
they didn't
Well,
have-
exactly.
But you're
That's what I was
talking.
worried about. If I was gonna get like if they were gonna try to charge me with vandalism, it's like it wasn't me.
Yeah.
Like it was not. I know exactly who did it. I have
Yeah.
video of it. I have their social media screenshotted.
Yeah.
I have pictures of that car on his stuff, and it's like it obviously wasn't us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My car's sitting on the ground.
Also, can't
I
do it.
drive.
Yeah.
I can't do a burnout.
I can't. And yeah, so I mean, that's what happens. You got bad apples everywhere.
Well, it's just like anything else.
In all communities.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about the re-kids and airsoft. We talk about the 1911 owners and guns.
Oh.
No
Like,
full auto goes.
there's
full
always
auto.
those people.
Then you got the douchebags that like to do the little side shows. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, yeah, it's cool, but
Congratulations, you're at a car
you're
meet.
ruining stuff.
You have,
Congrats.
everyone here has a loud exhaust and
Yeah.
can do burnouts.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Sit there and rev your engine with a straight pipe.
Yeah. Good job.
How do you?
You did it.
Well,
Fantastic.
you revving there with your shitty exhaust, and it goes. And now you suddenly have a straight pipe.
Or just no pipe.
No girl is like, wow, that really got my panties wet. Exhaust stuff. Wow.
He
I
shook
don't
the
think
ground.
I've revved my car at people since I was in high school.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that's the last time I've ever actually seen someone on the side of the road and has been like, rat-tat-tat-tat-tat, you know?
I did that going down the highway.
Oh yeah, I always did.
Or if so,
Yeah.
sometimes like whenever I was driving the BRZ, and a lot of times like on my way home or whatever, I'd just be driving, and there'd be people because I drive through town.
Do a burnout.
Not people don't say do a burnout, but
Oh, you
like
do a nice little downshift right in front of
well,
Oh, I do.
there's
that,
always
yeah.
there's kids on the side of the road, and they're just like rev it. So that I do it
for
there.
little kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't just do it if I'm if like
If I'm driving, I'm just
I
driving.
see people walking on the road just minding their business and you just do a rev.
Pap,
on
pap,
them.
pap, pap, pap.
It's like, what are you
Yeah.
doing, man?
Why? My ears. I was driving on my way home from work the other day, and this Fiesta ST that has a crackle tune. And I'm in my STI, and literally this thing is just popping constantly beside me. I'm like, leave me alone.
See if I do that, you hear the belt
Mhm.
on mine. You get that. I love that noise.
See now, my truck is nice because it's a diesel, so if someone pisses me off.
Just roll coal.
You throw the smoke bomb
You
down.
vape all over 'em.
Oh
Vape-
god.
you black vape all over.
Yeah.
Black vape smoke.
That's almost as bad as
Cool.
I was riding through town on my bike with the drag pipes on. Jake knows how loud it is.
Yeah.
And you can literally make your ears bleed.
That's how my dad's old bike was. His old chopper. He would just be driving down the one road, and if he went past a car, it would just set off car alarms.
Yeah, it just makes the ground basically rumble, and it's just so freaking loud.
Is there an earthquake happening?
Yeah.
No, that's just that guy's bike.
Just a 1,000cc bike.
Yeah.
Going burr.
Or Harley owners. Pop, 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 pop.
Bike go
Pop, pop,
burn.
Like go bird.
Yeah.
Like go burr.
Hey, thanks.
You're
Make
welcome.
money back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
for,
do.
For those who don't have, since we're not running video on this, I have a money gun. I brought it to the podcast today to represent how the government accurately spends money. They're sitting there like, oh, there's a welfare program. It's like, oh, look, there's a
There's a couple
countless
$1 million
spending to other countries. It's like, oh, look, there's this miscellaneous gender studies program. It's like, oh, look, there's actually stuff that people need
From a
money
Middle
for.
Eastern country.
Oh
Oh,
man,
wow.
we're
Oh
out.
no, we're out. Better
Oh,
print
man.
more.
Yeah, come back next time.
Come back tomorrow
man,
when
it's
we've printed
everywhere.
another
This is a
trillion.
mess. Oh my.
Oh yeah, just alright, we're gonna leave that there.
Yeah, for now. But yeah, we're all into cars and stuff like that. So that's just one other part.
Everyone is.
Except, well, you're,
Every single person
Mage isn't
at
for
this
whatever.
podcast.
Well, I mean, you're into cars.
Yeah, I mean, he's
kind
in
of.
them.
Yeah, I drive them every
Yeah.
day. Multiple vehicles every day I'm in. I just don't know how they function.
How does it work?
this is a gear.
You push the gas, it don't go. I'm scared. I don't understand.
I turned this. I
So-
turned the key and I heard
I'm
a
at work.
bang.
I'm at work on Monday. It is only my second time doing that route, and my vehicle just won't start. They don't have any extra ones, so they're like, "How good are you at cars? Are you a mechanical guy?" And I'm like, "I'm a technical computer-mical guy," and they're like, "All right, good enough. We're gonna hand you this. We're gonna hand you this fuse box."
Oh,
And they're going to have numbers on them. And on your dashboard, they're going to correlate with those colors and numbers. And you have to find the fuse that's blown up and replace it.
You don't know what a blown up fuse looks like.
I do. I actually
okay.
do.
secretly, it's
So,
actually a bomb disposal.
I'm,
Yeah.
so I'm looking at every single one. And specifically, after about 20 minutes, I find my red 10 fuse, which starts the engine. It's the biggest one for it. It's fried in there. I can't see the wire anymore. So I'm like, okay, I need this one. It is the only one not in the fuse box they give me. So I go
put
up
the
to
next
my
highest one up.
supervisor.
Because that's the one that blows.
Yeah.
It is. I go up to my supervisor. I'm like, hey, you have any red 10 fuses? Nope. I'm like, that's the one I need. She's like, go talk to your head of HR, whoever it is.
Just throw it
Why does
And,
HR
That
have
is,
fuses?
that is the last person
Yeah.
I would say to talk to.
HR for
We gave them an extra fuse for their vehicle. See if they still have it. I'm like, okay. I go up to her. She has it still. I have to go into her truck to get it, though. It was the exact one I needed. Everything went fine. And then I'm at the end. Because for mail, you have 6 sections worth of mail. I'm on section 6. I'm all ready to go home. I turn on my vehicle because I just finished dropping a package off. And it just starts sputtering. And it won't turn on. So I look at the fuse. It is fried again. This is not brand new, but this fuse is dead. So I put it back in. I get it running. Now, normally, if your butt is not in that seat, you turn the vehicle off. I was scared because my check engine light comes on. This thing is not going to start. This thing is not going to start if I turn it off and turn it back on again, which normally that's how you fix something, but not this time.
Not with vehicles. If it turn off, it stay off.
So for over an hour, I have this 1987 box truck just continuously running, burning fuel. I'm probably getting like 7 miles to the gallon max at this point. So if you're out there hoarding fuel, you're not going to get mail if we keep using these trucks and you keep stealing our gas because, we need that stuff. But, yeah, that's my most, like, whenever I got that car running after I fixed the fuse and everything, I'm like, I just fixed a
Mechanic.
car. I'm the best guy in the world. And then it
Tech.
and then it started breaking literally the same day. And I'm like, well, it's like if I was like,
Tried.
Yeah.
Participation sticker.
it's like if I was trying
You
to fix a
tried, thanks.
computer and I got to stop blue screening for a couple hours and it started again and I just handed it over to somebody else.
Oh,
That's the
man.
exact feeling.
What the worst car thing that I ever had was the Trailblazer. Do you ever,
car
do
blew
you-
up on the middle of the road.
that's pretty bad
Me
too.
too.
My Trailblazer almost borderline did that. Something happened, and do you know what a cam phaser is?
Yes.
The cam phaser shit the bed, but it still was running. It was missing on 3 of the 6 cylinders. It was like,
You only need one.
dude, I tell you what, I pulled in because the check engine light was strobing. I'm like, oh, that looks great. So I pulled into AutoZone, so I was like, let's see what's gonna happen, right? And because I've never seen a check engine light flash before, you know.
They
And the guy,
flash?
Yeah,
oh yeah, they
misfire.
flash.
Yeah,
I've,
misfire.
I've never seen a flash. in check
Misfire
engine
caused it
light.
like that, but it was
Some
bad.
vehicles don't flash if they're misfiring.
GM does though, yeah.
GM
But
does, Subaru does.
I've driven Ford, Pontiac, and Nissan. It.
that's unfortunate.
All the junk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, I pull in. The guy's like, dude, he's like, dude, you have like over 300 codes. I'm like, oh, it's 300. I was like,
300 codes.
he's like 300 right now. He's like, oh, clear
That's a
this.
lot of
He's like,
codes.
he cleared it. He's like, oh, look, there they are again.
Did you know it's actually a federal offense for employees to clear codes?
Oh well,
To
that oh,
clear engine codes, it's illegal.
oh
Really?
well, I won't.
'Cause it's for emission stuff. Like codes, like engine codes like that, you're not allowed to clear them.
Oh.
If you work at like AutoZone or Advanced Auto,
Oh.
like when I worked there, we weren't allowed to clear them, but we cleared them anyways.
Oh.
Like by the books, you're not.
Now what if you just say hit
I
this
need you
button?
to hit this button.
Oh, I did sometimes. I was like, hey, press that button real quick. I didn't do it.
Oh man, that is a big loophole.
I didn't press it.
Yeah, whenever my truck was running at 150,000 miles with the OG spark plugs,
Oh yeah.
Oh.
talking the misfires that thing had. Clear the codes. Take the battery terminal off. Put it back on. We're good. Fire it up. Away I went.
Oh, I had something like that happen on the RAV. I forget what it was. Something kept putting the check engine light on, and I can't remember what it was. Every morning, one start, go out, leave the battery terminal off for 10 minutes, go and finish my coffee, come back out, put it on, there it went.
That's good.
Nope.
For like 2 months.
Hard reset.
Yeah, that's
Hard
what-
reset.
Yeah, I forget what it was. It was like every 6 times you started it up, I was like, well, if I'm here and I drive here and I go back and drive here, I'm gonna be there when I need to do it. So I had to do that.
If I just ignore the problem, maybe it'll go away.
I will say,
My
Oh,
life.
I'm gonna
man.
need someone's help changing spark plugs on my truck here pretty soon.
Oh, dude, I need help changing glow plugs in my
You
truck.
do?
Yeah.
Alright, we'll help each other.
All right.
Just swap them.
Okay.
Just swap them.
There you go. You guys will run them.
I think with that, we've been going for almost 2 hours now, I think.
Yeah, we're in the edge of 2 hours.
So I think with that, we can wrap it up here, unless anyone else has anything else they want to say.
Elon Musk controls crypto.
Oh god.
Oh god.
That's very
That's a
good.
whole other.
That's a whole
That's
nother
that's
topic.
for another real talk.
I would say that's a conspiracy, but I think that's just fact at this point.
Therefore, not a conspiracy.
I'd like to thank all of our guests for
Sir.
showing up.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
You guys are officially been on the you've officially been on season 3 more than the actual half of
the other half. Yep.
Yeah, but we definitely appreciate you guys coming out. I thought this was a lot of fun.
Yep.
I think it's good
Agreed.
run into season 3.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I appreciate everyone that's been listening so far through this little
The live stream.
Interesting
Party.
podcast.
jabbering of
Jabberoos.
useless information.
That's what.
Some of it's not useless.
Some of it's useless. It's
I'd say
whatever
about-
it is.
I'd say about 90% of it is pretty
Oh, well, that is the point, because we're a lot of what we do is super serious, yada yada yada. But it's nice just to have just get on and talk.
Talk
I
about
like
stuff.
your foot there, bud.
Hey, bud.
playing footsies, if anyone's wondering.
Yeah.
All
Get the money gun
Night
out again.
long.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, I think it's pretty good. Our next real talk is going to be on June 10th. So
Right before my birthday.
Clear your calendars.
5 days after mine.
clear your calendars.
And we'll also be continuing our regular season 3 stuff starting next week.
Yeah, starting. Yeah. We are back on for season 3. We have a lot of cool stuff planned for season 3. That I think the stuff that we're going to be doing this season, I think, is really important.
Yeah.
So we'll stay tuned for that next week. Check out our
Our
social
links.
medias. Check out our links. Everything's on WeValiantFew.com. Instagram at WeValiantFew. A lot of our stuff we go through. You can get a hold of us on Gilded. We're pretty much connected with that all the time. We have the calendar of all the podcast episodes on there. You can see what's coming up. If you have any suggestions for them, you can talk to us on there. It's an interactive community, right?
Yep.
Gilded.gg/WVF. Real easy. You can actually just access it right in your browser. You don't even need to download anything. So super easy.
And you can check us out on Instagram.
Yep.
We post pictures and stuff at WeValiantFew.
Yeah.
Not Facebook.
No.
Facebook is for commies.
All right.
Instagram's owned by Facebook.
Yeah. Again, that's pretty much the wrap up for it. Like, share, subscribe again. That's all
Yep.
I have for my notes.
Shameless
Hit
plugs.
it.
Thank you guys, and we'll see you
Yeah.
next week.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.